Next, we will do the payment page right here, and there are not much in this page, some text field and one radio buttons. So let us get started. For the payment screens, we can take a separate folder. Now the reason why I am taking a separate folder, so for example in the product page you can see there is only one file. So why do we need to make a separate folder just for one file? We don't. But in future we may want to make separate widgets for just the product page. For example, this is a section. This is the image and title section, right? These two. What if we want to take it to a separate file? In that case, in the product folder, we can make another folder and we can call it component. And inside the component, I can create the separate widget for the product details page. So that's the whole idea. But right now our app is too small. That's why we didn't need to make separate widget for product pages, but I'm just trying to teach you how things should be done. So in home page you can see I have made it this way, so you can follow this example for other pages as well. Now let us get started with the the payment page. So I will create a separate folder for this and call it payment. And inside that I will take a new file, call it payment page dot. I will take a stateless widget and as always we will return a scaffold. The app bar will be the app bar common that we have created, and the title for the page is going to be payment. Also there is no icon right here, so to remove the icon, the cart icon, we will simply pass an empty container. Our app bar is done. Next we will take a body and we will take a container, and the container will have horizontal padding. Let's also take a vertical padding. So 20 and 20. If we are taking the same padding, so horizontally 20, vertical also 20, in that case we can simply use as inserts.all and give it this value. So our next task is when the user clicks on the go to checkout button, it should take them to this payment screen. So let us go to the cart page, and when the user clicks on this button, where is the button? The button is right here. When the user clicks on it, we will navigate him to the next screen. To make it clickable, I will make it equal so that we can make it clickable. And to navigate, we will use this again. Let us copy it and then simply paste it right here. We will take the user to payment page. When he clicks on this button, it's saved, and if I click on it, it takes me to the payment screen. Awesome. Now let us make this input fields. So in the container, we will have a column because we have many input fields. And before the input field, there is a title with every input field. So let us take a simple text. And style it a little. I will change the font size to maybe 18. No, that is too much, maybe 15. Okay. And right after this text, we will have an input field. We already know how to make an input field because we have done it in the search page, if you remember. So let us copy it. We have a search page in the home page as well. Sorry, in the search bar. This is the text form field. And I will simply paste it right here. Remove the cost. We don't want to make it, we want to navigate to another page. So I will remove this on tab, which I just did. And then remove this read only. We don't have any suffix icon. Let us remove that as well. If I hit save right now, it gives me this search bar. Our input field should have a border according to the design. It should have a border like this. So we have set the border color to transparent. Maybe instead of transparent, we will use a gray color. If I hit save, it will have a nice gray background. Also, the input field doesn't have any background, but in our case, we have set the field color to this. So let us remove that and hit save. Okay, by default, it takes this color. So maybe what we can do, we can use the field color to white. So I will say color.white. Also, let us set the background color of our page to white. Now, if I hit save, it looks better. But the input field border, the border color is not right. So let us pick it from Figma. And instead of colors.gray, I will use our own hex code. Okay, that is looking better. This address, this text should be bigger. And it should be little bold. So I will use maybe W600. And there should be some spacing. Also, the title right here should be at the left. So in our column, we can say cross-axis alignment should be cross-axis alignment dot start. And it takes it right here. Similarly, you can go ahead and make an input field for the phone as well. and then the card, and then these two as well. These two input field is going to be inside a row, and to give it equal spacing, you can take expanded for this one and then expanded for this one. Then that will take equal spacing based on the screen size. And then you can take this text and this button, which is similar to this button right here. So this is your home task, this one and this section right here. I will show you these radio buttons, which I have never shown you. So let us make this radio button right here. You see this is clicked. That's why the color is different. So to make a radio button, I will go outside this outside this column, because this is the column for one input field that we just made. So to take more element, let us wrap this column inside another column. So, and also comment this so it is easier to understand. This is address field, and under this we will have the radio button. So to make a radio button, you can go ahead and go to Flutter official website, and they have given a nice example. If you search for radio button Flutter and go to their official website, there are some code they have provided. So this is what you need for the radio button. This is one radio button. So if I simply copy this and paste it right here, let us remove this singing character. We don't have that and we don't need that. So for the value, I will just call it item 1. For the group value, I can also give it the same value. And when we select a radio button, this on changed, this gets called, and when it gets called, this variable right here, it will receive the value. You can call it anything you like. I will just call it just V, which is the short form of value. And then what we want to do, we want to refresh the screen. We want to use set state to refresh the screen and assign new value to the group value, because let me just copy this, make this variable first of all, then you will understand it better. So let us also make our class stateful, because we need to use set state. We need to refresh our screen. So let us convert this stateless to stateful. And now we can use set state. So I will take a variable right here, and I will give it a name selected card, equal to, by default I will give it this value, which is item 1. And now when the user selects this item right here, we will assign them with the new value that we just to the new variable that we just created. So our variable name is selected card, and we want to assign the new variable. Now it is saying the value of string nullable cannot be assigned to the type string. That means this value that we are receiving, it can be null, and we cannot assign null value to this variable we just created, because we never said this variable can be nullable. So to fix this problem, what we can say, if the v is null, if it ever is null, in that case don't assign anything. If I hit save right now, you will see a radio button. By default, it is selected. So similarly, let me take another radio button. Okay. And for the text, I will call it credit card. And for this one, I will call it PayPal. Right now, both the value is selected, and that is because for the value, we have taken the same name, which is item 1. So I will name this item 2. So if I explain a bit more what value is, so this is the text that you see on the front end. This is the text that you see on the front end. And behind the scene, they should have an anonymous value. And I can name it anything I like. So for this item, it will be something. For this item, it should be something different. So it is an unique value for each item. So I can use the same name to the value if I like. I can do that. Or I can simply give it a unique ID or something. For this case, I have used item 1. You can call it just 1 and 2. That will also work. And the group value is, so this is a group. If I have to take another radio button, which won't affect this one when I select that group, I will simply grab the group value. I will create another variable for that group. So a group value is for grouping the radio buttons. I hope that's clear. So our radio button is working. Now we have image at the beginning of the text, which is very easy thing to do. So instead of using a text, we will use a row in the title. And before this text, we can use the image. You already know how to use image. We can use image.asset. Let us download the image from Figma and export it. I will name it just card.png and import it in the img folder inside assets. Now let us link it in our file assets/img/card.png. Let us also give it a height and width so it doesn't become too big, maybe 20. If I hit save right now, the image shows, but it is too small. So maybe instead of height, I will use width and make it fit to width. So I will say fit to box fit dot fit width. Let us increase the width to 27 maybe. Yeah, that's good enough for me. So there should be some spacing between the text and the image. So maybe I will use sized box here and with 5 to the size box, or maybe 10. Yeah. Similarly, you can do the PayPal as well. download the PayPal image from Figma, or just use any image for your practice, and then add the image here. So here, right here. Now the question is, we have used it in a column, that's why they are on top of each other. But if we want them side by side, like this one, we can take these two things, these two list style in a row, and they will be on side by side. To give it equal spacing, so to give it equal spacing, add each list style in expanded if you are taking them in a row. So expanded will give them equal width based on the screen size. So go ahead and do that. It's part of your homework. Also make sure you finish this one as well. Now, if you notice, the color is different for the radio button. Let's see if we can change the selected color. When you select the radio buttons, let's see if we can change the color. In the radio, press Ctrl I to see the available option. So looks like we do have option which says active color, fill color, focus color. Let us change the active color to the orange color that we have created in our file in const colors. If I hit save right now, if I select, it shows the orange color. Similarly, for the other item, I will simply copy and paste it right here, and it should work just fine. Okay, great.